I'm Bill Winterberg. Thousands of advisors have iPads, but not very many of them use document management software in their business. One company's trying to change that, called Cabinet. Cabinet's now introducing a brand new iPad app for Cabinet users, so I asked them to stop on by and give me a demo of how the iPad app works. All right, welcome to FPPad headquarters. Who are you?
I'm Jim True. I'm Vice President of Product Management at Cabinet. Thank you for the opportunity for visiting headquarters here. And I'd like to take the opportunity of showing you our new app for the iPad that I think financial advisors are going to find very handy in being able to be mobile and share and access information that they need to run their practice with.
Well, perfect, Jim. Before we dive into the app, what is Cabinet and how are you helping financial advisors serve their clients?
Okay. Bill, Cabinet is a document management company. We've been working with financial planners for a number of years. I've been with the company about 10 years, and we've been working with financial planners the whole time that I've been there. One of the trends we're seeing right now is a lot of the planners, particularly the ones that are, 4, 3, 2, whatever type of planners plus all their staff, they're using online quite a bit now. They're putting their documents online. Cabinet is available as an online document management system, as well as for the larger ones where they want to have all the information stored locally. We offer that as a locally installed server as well.
So you're letting advisors get rid of all their file cabinets, move into the digital environment, go completely paperless, and use Cabinet software to organize everything, sort it, retrieve it, and use it for their day-to-day work, right?
Precisely. There's tremendous advantages in that. The number one that advisors like is the improvement in efficiencies. They're able to run their business more efficiently, getting the information from anywhere that they need to, and being able to share that information.
So now you're extending Cabinet's efficiency and availability with an iPad app, and that's why you and I are connecting today, right?
Exactly. One of the things that's going on in the industry that is no surprise to anyone is mobility. People want to be able to move around, have instant access to the information that they want, and they no longer want to lug around a laptop. They find the tablet is a nice device for them. It works with their lifestyle. It has some sizzle. It has the the impression of being on time with up to date with technologies and those type of things. So yes, the mobile application for the iPad is an extension of the Cabinet document management system.
All right, Jim. Well, without further ado, let's jump into the app and show me what it can do.
Okay, sure. I brought it back to the screen of when a user first downloads the app from the App Store, and we need to find out a little bit about them. And primarily, we want to know, are they a cloud-based user where the documents are stored as part of a subscription service, or do they have the servers installed locally? So they would select either the top one or the next one, and that would give them the information they need to make their connection. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to interconnection settings. There's only two settings that need to be entered: the server URL and the customer code. Keep in mind, this is an extension of a system they already are using, which is the document management system. So once you put your connection settings in, you hit connect, and now it's going to ask you for a login. You're going to use the same login that you have on the document management system. And you can also set it up to where it remembers you or doesn't remember you.
Okay.
That's kind of like a personal preference. Some people, they want to make sure no one else can get into anything that they have on their tablet, so you would want to have that off.
Yeah, so it's a nice optional security setting.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. And then they press login, and when they log in, they'll go into the settings tab, and there's a couple pieces of information in here that are interesting. First of all, it tells them a little bit about who they are and what their server is, and the information that they entered in their connection. It also gives them what version app they're using, what web service version. But the part that I like about it is it gives them instant access to frequently asked questions, or a complete quick start manual right on the device, so they don't have to go looking for a manual or anything like that. It's right there for them.
Very nice, very nice. So if they haven't used it in a while, or you've got some new advisors that are getting trained on it, now they can have some quick access to that.
Exactly. They don't have to go looking for it. It's right here for them. The other thing is let's say they want some more support. We have a link that will go directly to our support website.
Oh, cool.
The other thing they can do, let me go back to the app, is they have a question, they're in the middle of something, they can click here and it'll automatically generate an email to our support site, which will generate a trouble ticket for them. But they can put in whatever information that they're having, a question about, and it also gives us the information we need to have to better assist them, what version they're on, and that type of stuff. So it's a nice, easy way to communicate with them. We want to make sure that this experience is as pleasant as possible. If there's any questions, we let them have a vehicle to quickly get that to us.
Very nice.
So that's basically the settings component of it. There's also 4 other tabs that we support. One is cabinets, search, favorites, and checked out items. I'm going to probably spend the most time on cabinets because that's where advisors are going to spend most of their time.
Yep.
Now, I'm kind of in a demo mode here where I actually have several cabinets. Most financial advisors wouldn't have that many cabinets. I have an example here of a repository that a financial planner might be using.
Okay.
So this is a individual advisor. If they were OSJ, they would probably have a cabinet for each of their advisors, and then they can check on all the documents that they're communicating with those advisors on.
Okay, so it's both for like an independent advisor, but also a broker-dealer environment, like you said, which has an OSJ who can view multiple advisors for which they have supervision responsibility.
Exactly, and because this is an extension of the document management system, that cabinet document management system can be set up any way that their office is run. So it really doesn't matter what environment that they're in. The document management system is set up the way they run the business to help them improve efficiency. So this is just moving this out into the field as a tablet. So generally what's going to happen in a way that, and this is very common with all iPad type of applications, where you have the information that you're dealing with over here and some of the navigation over here. So when you click the blue arrow, you get a little bit of information about the cabinet that you have there. To drill down into the cabinet, you simply click the cabinet, and now it's going to show you all the folders that you have in the cabinet. Users, as they go through the system, they'll have breadcrumbs as to exactly where they are.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so if I were to go to another folder, you'll see that information right here updated automatically.
Okay.
A lot of people like to use some of the capabilities of cabinet for contact management, and the reason for that is they are allowed to have folder indexes set up the way that they would like them to set up. They can set them as to whatever information they want to contain. So in this example, I have their account number, their name, address, phone number, other pertinent information. So all I have to do is go from one folder to another, and this information is going to be updated. So if I need to call them, I can pull up my iPad and just click on that and get the information that I need. Oh,
so you don't need to like jump out to a separate CRM. If you have it set up in Cabinet, now you've got some convenient access to that information.
Exactly.
Good.
And there's a little more information we have about the folders. We have information of when the folder was created. This one doesn't have any notes. Let me go back to this one where you can have little notes about the folder. So what was the source? This was an IRA rollover. And if you have any other special notes that you want to have an alert to yourself on, we can set them up with a flag. So
great.
It's another visual to say, okay, when I talk to this client, I have to keep this in mind, that type of thing. You notice that this has a little green star, and that's indicating that is marked as a favorite. And if I'm on any folder, all I have to do is click this favorite star over on the right to mark it as a favorite. And that ties back into one of these other tabs that I'll talk about in a second. Let me go ahead and talk about, let's say you have 500, 1,000 clients or whatever, and you want to be able to look for them. There's the search capability built right here. Okay, so if I put AC or something, for example, it's going to narrow it down to any of my clients that have an AC in their name.
Excellent.
And what I did there was I was actually searching on their name, but if I wanted to search by some other criteria, one of the indexes over here, I can set up and select which ones I want to search under.
Good. Okay. So you can, like account number, for example, is another way you could do that.
Exactly,
search.
exactly. So whatever piece of information you have available to you at that minute, you can find that particular folder.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and drill down into a folder. That's pretty easy. Just simply click on the folder. One thing we spent a lot of time on is we wanted to make the interface as intuitive as possible.
Yep.
So anybody who's been using an iPad, the gestures that we use in our application are identical to what they already know. So there's no confusion of, oh, wait a minute, a white swipe means this on one app and another thing on the app. We've paid strict attention to the Apple environment to make sure that it's a pleasant experience for the advisor.
So more importantly, there's arguably very low learning curve.
Absolutely, absolutely. You already know the filing structure because you have the document management system.
Yep.
So if you have an iPad, it's like second nature. And the other thing is the actions that you can take are pretty well evident. Yeah, I already mentioned a star for favorites.
Right.
But we have a trash can there. I guess that would be for deleting a document. And the other thing about deleting documents is we observe your access rights. So if you don't have rights to delete a document, the system isn't going to allow you to delete that.
Good.
The next one is if you need to edit a document. And the way that works is you click edit. And we've simplified the process. It asks you, okay, what application do I want to open?
So you can edit documents that are in the repository, provided you have permissions to do so.
Provided you have permissions and provided you have the application that will support that document type.
That's pretty slick. So this is not just read-only. You can go and do some updates and additions.
Right. And what the edit button will do is it'll let you select where you want to check it out to, if you will.
Right.
And I use the term checkout because that's a technicality that the system automatically takes care of for you. If you think about it, if you go to edit a document, you don't want anyone else editing that document.
Right. It's going to create multi-versions of it that you're going to have to merge together, and that's just a disaster.
So what the iPad will do for you with the Cabinet mobile app is it checks it out on the main system for you. You don't have to go through, I'm going to check this out. All you have to do is tell the Cabinet Mobile that you want to edit a document. It knows that for you to edit it, it needs to check it out. So while you're editing that document, nobody else is going to be able to edit it. They'll be able to view it and see what's there, but they won't be able to make edits to it.
Oh, good, slick.
So you select the application, and you would open it in that application. That's similar, but a little bit different in using the I'm not sure what the technical term for that icon is.
It's the send to is what I usually hear it called.
Okay, so you can email documents out, but you also have an open in function.
Okay.
And what that does, it's going to allow you to open that document in a third-party application, but you're not going to edit it and you're not going to check it out. Other users are still able to edit that document when you just use the send to icon.
Okay.
But where that comes into play is, let's say you're on an airplane and you're disconnected from the server. You want to be able to have a copy of that document on your iPad. That's a convenient way to let you review documents without having to have a network connection.
I know a lot of advisors will have presentations that they have, like in a marketing folder. They might use the send to move that presentation file into iBooks, because there's a nice way to navigate through pages in iBooks that really has a nice professional appearance to it.
Yep. So that's exactly what that would be used for. Okay. Let's talk about finding documents. If you've had a client for a number of years, chances are you have hundreds, maybe even thousands of documents.
Sure.
And so we make it easy for the advisors to find the information they're looking for. Right now, I'm showing what we call all tabs. So it means every tab that I have within my folder, I have a document associated with it. But if I want to drill down, all I have to do is click the tabs button. And these map to the tabs that I have created in that folder.
Okay.
The way the Cabinet document management system organizes things is within a folder you have tabs, and under those tabs are what you would file your documents. So you would have, for example, statements, or maybe you have some compliance documents, so that when you go into that folder you can quickly get to that information.
Yep.
So just as an example, let's say I want to drill down and only show my statements. So now I'm filtered everything out. I'm showing my statements.
Yeah, so you don't have hundreds of other unrelated documents to sort through.
Right. And any document you want to take a look at, just click on it and it'll get a preview over here.
And can you enlarge that preview to make it full screen?
Absolutely. And think of when you're visiting with a client and you want to show them information. You can simply hit this expand button. It'll expand that full screen.
Oh, perfect.
And if you need to go in a little bit more, you can, all the zoom capabilities are built into it. So it's a very nice presentation of when you're talking one-to-one with your client. And then to get back, you just simply hit the done button.
Perfect.
Let's see, what else? Again, you have the search capabilities even within there. So,
even if you have years worth of statements, you can cut it down to like a specific year or something like that.
So regardless of where you are in the system, you have ways of drilling down into the information very quickly that you're specifically looking for. There's another button over here. I've been viewing the document, but I can also look at information about the document.
Well, it's like this is the metadata that says what quarter the statement might be for, what account it might be for.
Yep. When it was created, where it's filed, all that information. And it remembers that setting. So if I go to the next document, it's going to pull up that same information.
Oh, okay.
If I'm in view, it's going to show me a view of that document as I go from one document to another.
Good.
The other thing that I like, and this is real subtle, I don't think I have a really large document in here, but let's say I have a 20 megabit document and I inadvertently click that. Because remember, the main document management system that you have in your office or online, you can have any size document. But if I try to pull down a 20 megabit document here, if I don't have an unlimited plan, that could be a little painful.
Right, if you're on your 3G or 4G carrier.
Plus the time to wait. But so if you inadvertently hit a document that is a 20 meg one, let me see if I can do this quick enough.
Yeah, fast fingers. I see that little loading window.
Right, it lets you, if you tap that window, it'll stop.
Oh, it's like a pause, so it won't.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you go. Oops! I didn't mean to click on that one. That's a monster document. I'm gonna abort, if you will.
That's nice. That's a good sensitivity for those that are on their mobile plans rather than on a Wi-Fi signal. That was a pretty good thought. I like that.
Good. Then we also have the ability to organize things, reverse order. So I can limit the tab and I can organize A to Z or backwards. Let me go on to some of the other tabs over here. We have a search capability, and actually this is remembering what I had before, so let me turn all those off. And actually I'm just going to turn on document title. I'm going to do a search for document title. And
right now you've got test up there in that window, so anything that matches test will show up.
Yeah, okay. I was also limited into a cabinet.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't have any test documents in that cabinet, so I quickly got rid of the cabinet. So I'm looking at my financial services, and it found a document with the word test in the title.
Right. But it's looking on everything that you've got these little, switch settings and the cabinet filters. I mean, you could theoretically search across your entire repository for something, right?
Yes. Yeah. And right now I am searching across the entire financial repository.
Okay.
If I had multiple cabinets within the financial repository, in this example I only have one,
right,
I could put that cabinet name in there. So if the OSJ wanted to look for something that was pertinent to one of the advisors, they could put that advisor's, a portion of that cabinet name in there, and it would only look into that advisor's cabinet. What I like about this is I can search simultaneously on different elements. So I just did a document title search.
Right.
But if I wanted to say, okay, are there any of my folder indexes that have the word test? I can do that, and you can see it found 2 folders that if I look at their index data, there's where I have test.
So you're doing not only documents, but also some of this metadata about folders.
Exactly. Then I can also do a full text search of any documents that are text-based.
Oh.
Okay, so here I have one.
So this file doesn't have the word test in its file name, but it's got test inside the content or the body of it.
Correct. So you can click on that, and there's the view of the document test.
Yeah.
But you can also say, where were the hits? So if I had multiple hits within that document, they would be highlighted in yellow.
Very cool.
So I can tell exactly where I found those hits. So I can use these in combination or individually, depending on what I know I'm looking for. Sometimes you're looking for something, you don't know where it is or what it might be, or whatever. You start with that, and this will help you drill to that very quickly. So there's pretty powerful search capabilities.
Absolutely.
A subtle thing that's really nice is, let me just go ahead and view this document. Well, that's kind of a bad example. There's not much there. But I have this document where I'm viewing it. I can simply go over to my Cabinets tab and look at another document. So in effect, I have two documents open at once, and I can flip between them by just going between my Search tab and my Cabinets tab.
Okay. So the search remembers where it was, and also the cabinet view remembers where it was.
Exactly. Okay. Next thing I'd mentioned before, favorites, and I can mark folders or documents as favorites. So if I click my favorites tab, you can see that I have a number of documents that are marked as favorites.
Yep, and folders as well.
And we talked a little bit earlier about the financial repository and how I had multiple repositories in this demo. This favorites, I can have things marked from different repositories, and they'll show up here. So although I'm demoing in the financial repository, if I'm doing, maybe I have different lines of business. Maybe I have an insurance business to where I have things that are in an insurance repository.
Right.
But, from compliance, I want to keep that separate from my, broker accounts. I can mark items in both of those as favorites, and they're summarized here.
So an advisor might mark up, instead of printing a whole bunch of documents out on paper, now they can go into the different repositories. Maybe they have some marketing material, then they have statements, and then they have a tax return. They can mark all those as favorites, and then when they come back in this view, now they have easy access to those files, even though they live in different places.
Exactly. And folders and files. So you can actually favorite an entire folder. Remember when I talked about the edit capability, where it technically is checking out the document?
Right.
Here's a document that's checked out, and let's take a look at that. Okay, so there's the document. Okay, it's checked out. But if I go under information, it's going to tell me who checked it out. So Pat has that checked out. So let's say I needed to make some sort of changes to that document, or I wanted Pat to make specific changes to that document. I know who has it checked out, because they have control of that document when you have it checked out.
Right.
So it's a nice little status indicator that we've embedded into the icons of the the document types.
That's great. Is there one more thing that you want to highlight out of this iPad app?
One last thing is I'll just close on checked out. If I want to see what items I have checked out, I just come over here, and now I have all the items that I have checked out. I have 2 checked out. Gives me a reminder of what app I checked it out to. Oh,
so that's clever.
So if I have multiple apps that'll open up a particular document type, and I'm using multiple apps, and I forget which one I had it checked out to, it'll tell me which one I have it checked out to. And I can also undo the checkout. So there might be times where I checked it out thinking I was going to edit it.
Yep.
And I decided, well, I don't want to edit it, but I want to release it so other people can do edits again. I can either just click the button right there and undo the checkout, or I can do a common swipe and undo the checkout.
Nice.
So in a nutshell, that's the new Cabinet mobile app.
That's great, Jim. So where can people watching this demo, where can they get more information about Cabinet and the mobile app?
Okay, one thing they can do is visit our website at www.cabinetpaperless.com.
Okay.
Or they can call our 800 number.
Okay.
Which is 800-621-6501.
Perfect. And they can view the app listing in the Apple App Store, right?
Yes. Just look under Cabinet Mobile, and it'll come up right for you.
Excellent, Jim. Thank you for stopping by FPPad headquarters and giving me a personal demo of the new iPad app.
Bill, thank you for the opportunity.